We don't want to feel our feelings. We all want to tune out. We want to scroll on Instagram. We want to watch TV. We want to get away from it. But when you feel your feelings, that's a signal for you. That's your sign. You feel empty. You feel lost. You feel blah with life. That's your sign. You're not working with the beauty of the universe. I was up till 5 a.m. last night, just stressed, overwhelmed, have so much on my plate, constantly trying to achieve, be more and more and more successful. If you've known me and you've been listening to my podcast, I own a big agency, and the more we've grown, the more pressure it is to constantly stay at the top. I think that I'm someone that goes into constantly striving to like be my best version, not in just like my personal life, but in my work life. Like I want to achieve, I want to be, consistently be more and more and more successful. But then you get to a point you're like, what is enough? And I've been throwing this event for this is going to be my 6th year. And I throw this huge Halloween party. It's called Unruly Halloween. So it's my agency. $1 billion in audience comes, so many celebrities, so many influencers. It's like the party of the year. And it's like, okay, I have to constantly be at a certain level and I have all this expectation and there's so many people relying on me, not only like in my everyday that I've gotten better at getting used to with employees and people that rely on me, but now it's like, okay, I have all this pressure to throw this annual event that I throw every year, and it's going to be the 6th year this time, and there's so much that goes into it. It's like a very, very, very expensive event. And every year I have to go like pitch sponsors. I have to find artists. I have to not get ripped off. I have to become like an event planner, like I'm literally throwing a festival every year. And it's just a lot of pressure. And then I have to make sure the coolest people come. And then I have to make sure the vendors are there. And like, there's just so many moving pieces. And then I have to sell tables. I have to do that with my business partner. And it's just so much work. And to the point where last night I was literally up till 5 a.m. just tossing and turning and overwhelmed. And I don't know if you get like this, but it's like there's things that can be on your plate or there's things you can be going through and you literally cannot even sleep. You're just as much as you try to calm yourself down, like I did a meditation, I try to get my energy back, and just no matter what I do, I can't get my energy back to a pure state where I can actually just be in the place of receiving. Because that's what I realized. I'm like, okay, I'm go, 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 go. But what is go, go, go? What is that energy? I'm forcing, I'm trying, it's masculine, push, 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 this masculine energy, whereas the feminine is receiving. The feminine is receiving. And I had to remind myself, how much am I being in my masculine right now? And trust me, being in your masculine pays off. Like it's a lot of the world we're in with the finances and the wealth and the success and the material items. A lot of this does come from go, go, go masculine energy. But the most powerful energy is when you can also bounce back into your feminine and know when you've pushed as much as you can push and now you need to receive. And that's a huge piece. It's a real big learning piece to know when it's time that you have pushed as far as you can go and now you have to go back into receiving mode. And so that's this like balance with the universe. It's like, which are you going to always focus on pushing and getting and achieving? Because when you're focused on constantly pushing, getting, achieving, yes, it works. It does. There's so many people that have done that. But what did you have to sell in exchange to get there? What part of your soul did you have to sell to get there? I want to know because I asked myself that question. Like, I'm up till 5 a.m. I'm so stressed. I'm so overworked. I'm literally about to be burnt out. I'm running a whole company. I'm trying to sign people. I'm trying to grow my company. I'm throwing an event. I'm becoming an event planner. I'm doing a festival. I'm trying to grow a different platform. I'm juggling all these things. I'm like, okay, Tara, when is it enough? And what am I selling in exchange to be this person? What am I selling in exchange to be this person? Oh, well, I'm selling my health, my mental health. Oh, I'm probably my aging process because when you're stressed, you age quicker, all these things. And I'm like, okay, well, there's people in the world that are achieving at maximum levels. You see that on the internet. They're constantly praising people that are, the work hustle culture. And I do believe in that. Trust me, I do believe that you need to hustle more. And in this generation, there's a lot of people that are coming up in the generations. They don't know what hustling means. And they think they're going to live this lavish lifestyle, get all the things they want, and they don't have to work. I see that a lot. Especially when I'm in the hiring process, I'm like, do you have any grit? Are you going to hustle? Do you really want it? And I see that more often than I can count that people do not have it. and they expect to live the life of having it. No, it doesn't. It's not the same thing. You need to have grit. You need to care. You need to have passion. And when you have that, you will be successful no matter what, especially in this landscape because there's very few of you. And so I'm not saying that that isn't true, but what I am saying too is when you're pushing yourself so hard to the point where you're burnt out, then you also are not in the receiving mode. So you have to know when to give and when you've already done all you can and now it's time to receive. And I was thinking about that at 5 a.m. last night. I'm like, am I in receiving mode? Nope. Because I'm seeing things that I need to do. I'm struggling with certain things that are on my plate and I'm overwhelmed by and things I need to get done. And I'm go. And I'm focusing on that it's not done yet and it's not there yet and I haven't closed enough revenue yet and all this stuff. And if I focus on that, I'm going to attract more of that. And it's all about remembering, Tara, you have worked yourself enough. If I keep working myself at this level, I'm also not in the energy of receiving the abundance that I have so rightfully earned. And so I think that's like the truth about this universe. We know that we can't just sit here and be like, I am going to attract making 25 million a year and it's coming to me now. All right, go into my day and not work for it. We know that doesn't work, okay? I hope we all know that doesn't work. But you also can't be in a place where you're like, I am going to grind, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do it and I'm do it. And that one kind of does work and I think that works too, not at the level that it works when you have balance, because there's also tons of stuff about work harder or work smarter, not harder. And I think the reason why is because when you're working smart and you're in the flow state and you're in the right energy, and yes, you're going to have grind times and then you're going to know when to receive. And I think this is a very feminine thing too, that women have to do that dance even more than men, because we are literally programmed to be in our feminine energy also. So if we don't do that dance and we're just burning out even quicker than a man, because men are used to being in this masculine energy and women have to know how to be the balancer. But at the same time, I work with a lot of men and I know so many men that are working themselves to death. And are they successful? Yes, because they're willing to get on that call in that meeting at 10 p.m. They don't care that person wants to talk now because they're in another country. All right, taking the call now. Like they are like that. And you know what? They get shit done. But at what cost? Their health, their well-being, their relationships. And I know because I've built a company, I am successful, I know what it takes. And yes, when you're building a company, it does take a lot of those times, but it also takes going back into the receiving. Okay, I showed up, I did what I needed to do. I know I worked hard. I know I'm at the final step. Like I could try to create and force more steps that I can do to get it, but I've done enough now. I'm not seeing the path and how to get that thing. So now when I can't see clearly the next step of how to get there, and I know I've already done a lot, I think it's the fine balance of knowing like, okay, I have these things on my to-do list. I want to get to X opportunity, right? You work backwards into baby steps. You do those steps. You know the steps you need to do. You do them all. And now you're like, well, where do I go next? I'm so confused. I still don't have it. That's the moment where you have to receive. That's the secret sauce when you have to go into receiver mode, because you've done all the steps. Now, if you're just forcing and trying to find the next thing, even though it didn't come to you, then now you're in the place of non-receiving. You're not going to receive it because you're sunk. You're connected to the energy of not seeing it because you've been now exhausted yourself. Maybe you've burnt out or whatever is not coming to you to see the next logical step. So instead, go into receiving. And that is what I'm really trying to learn lately. I'm like, Tara, am I being in my receiver mode? I had this girl on my podcast. She's amazing. Her name's Christina, the channeler. And I sat with her one day and she was like, a lot of people that I like clear their energy and I work with them energetically, like I have to expand their energy to receive more. She's like, your energy is expanded. Like your energy is big. Like your energy is capable of taking on a lot. Because a lot of people like want to live their energy small. Maybe they're scared of the world and so forth. So she needs to like help you expand your energy. With me, she's like, you don't. But when I left there, I'm like, okay, well then why am I not at the next level I want to be at? Because trust me, once you get to a certain level, you always want more. Why am I not there yet? Oh, because I am not having this balance of giving and receiving. And that's been my lesson. And I think there's so many of us that give so much of ourselves or don't give enough of ourselves. And we haven't balanced giving and receiving. And that's how the world works. You have to have this balance of giving and receiving to have anything in life. A successful relationship with a partner, a successful career, successful health. Like every single aspect of your life comes down to the balance of giving and receiving. And which one are you living more in? And remembering and reminding yourself in those moments like, oh, wait, I've been giving a lot. Have I been receiving? Because I feel drained. Or I'm assuming that if you're not giving enough, you feel a little bit like unfulfilled or lost or directionless or whatever. And maybe you just need to put a fire under your ass and like go for something. We have these times in our lives. And I think that the thing is, we're always going to want to get somewhere. We're always going to want to be more if you're someone that really values having a life where you can look back at the end of your life and say, I don't regret it. Because it's so weird. And that's why I really believe in past lives. Because ever since I was younger, even when I was little, I had this weird fear of getting old and looking back on my life and seeing that I had regret that I didn't do something. And then I'm like, there is no way that I didn't have a lifetime where I got old and I didn't chase my dreams. Because I just know it in my gut. I've felt it since I was little, which it's like when you're younger, you're not supposed to be having those thoughts of like you as an old lady looking at your life. Like I had those thoughts really young. So I'm like, I've always known that I want to go after things that make me uncomfortable and push myself and achieve, because I was like, I don't want to get to the end of my life and be regretful. And so that's my biggest fear. So I'm always running from that woman that could regret it later. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to regret it later if you don't do it. So just do it. And it's like this thing in me. So if you can get yourself to look at something in your life, and everything that you truly want is going to give you the most fear. 555, as I'm saying this, I always believe in synchronicity. So this is aligned. And that's what the time is on the clock for those of you that are listening audio. If you can get yourself to a place, I don't care if you feel directionless or not knowing where you're going to go, or you do know where you're going to go, but you feel lost, or you don't know what's the next step, or you feel like you're not getting the things you want and you've done everything you can. If you can get yourself to a place to trust yourself, that's the key, to trust yourself and then trust the universe, then you will get to a place of giving and receiving, because it's trusting yourself that you always know the next step, and that it will come to you, and that you are taken care of by the universe. And it's also getting in that place of like, I trust myself to know I might want to be in a totally different career that I know nothing about, but I'm going to trust myself that I will figure it out. And then I'm going to trust the universe that they're going to give me what I need at the right step. And anytime you're lacking on one side is when you feel unbalanced, you feel lost, you don't know what to do. And so which one are you giving up on? I trusted myself to get here so far, and I've gotten as far as I can, but I'm not seeing the results. Oh yeah, well now I realize I'm not trusting the universe. That's my sign, because I am not trusting the universe now. Because I'm searching, I'm looking for it, I'm not finding it, I'm burnt out, I'm doing everything I can do, I'm stressing, I'm up all night, I'm up till 5 a.m. Oh wait, why? Oh yeah, because now I'm not trusting the universe. So my balance of giving and receiving is off. And isn't that crazy? Like we're doing it all the time. And so ask yourself that. And what area of your life are you not trusting yourself, or are you not trusting the universe? And when you're in that place of not trusting yourself, and when you're in that place of not trusting the universe, that is the times where you feel the most stress, the most uncomfortable, the most unease. Because when you really sit with the beauty of this world, the absolute perfection of this world, and we all can ignore it for so long. And trust me, I'm there with you. There's so many days I'm like, ugh, the world is too hard. I don't see the beauty. I feel unfulfilled, all this stuff. But when you really sit with it, like, have you guys ever watched on Netflix the Animal Planet, and you like goes around the world and it shows all these beautiful animals and the way that the world works, and then you see one animal and you're like, oh my God, you're so cute, and then you see it get eaten by another animal and you're like, oh my God, I don't get eaten by the tiger. But then you go into the tiger's life and the tiger's so beautiful and you want him to eat, and then you just realize that the world is so balanced and it's so magnificent, and it shows you these crazy parts of the world and how it's all the ecosystems just working together, and how plants are growing to give us air, and like how everything in this world is just, when you really break it down to its core, it's so beautiful. And when you remind yourself how beautiful it truly is, then you could be like, okay, I came onto this planet. I'm a miracle. Why am I here? I must be a miracle because I'm living here. So this must be as beautiful as the fact that the plants are growing and giving us air, and that it all works together. If that's all happening and happened without it just came about, and I just came about, then I must be as magical as that. And so if I'm as magical as that, and I'm here looking for all the areas that my life is wrong, then I am out of the flow of the universe. Then there's somewhere that I am unbalanced. I'm not working with the beauty of the universe anymore because I have let go of the flow. And that's how you know. That is how you know. And that's why they always say like feelings are so important. We don't want to feel our feelings. We all want to tune out. We want to scroll on Instagram. We want to watch TV. We want to get away from it. But when you feel your feelings, that's a signal for you. That's your sign. You feel empty, you feel lost, you feel blah with life. That's your sign. You're not working with the beauty of the universe and how synchronistic and perfect it actually all is moving for you. And then when you can sit there and you can look back at your life and realize every single thing unfolded perfectly for you to be in this moment. And when you can remind yourself of that and look at that and realize, whoa, everything actually is working out for me. And the only thing in my way is me. And so if I could just remember that I can give, but I can also take, that I don't need to be an overgiver. I can be in a perfect balance with the universe. And anytime I feel drained, I know I'm overgiving. And every time I feel lost, I know I'm not trusting. And when you can start to remind yourself in these moments and realize that the feelings that are coming up are signals from your higher self and the universe that you are no longer in flow, and use those emotions to guide you because that's why they're here, then isn't the world so beautiful? So anyways, I literally got on this episode today, didn't know what I was going to talk about. And I've been so overwhelmed. I could not explain to you how much I'm juggling at once. I'm literally juggling my personal life, trying to make sure I still have community and friends, because I know that when I don't have it, I feel sad because I'm working all the time. And then I get to the weekend and I'm like, what am I doing this for? I don't have any community. And as human beings, we all need that feeling of belonging. And so I know when I balance my friend group, I feel more fulfilled. And then I go into work and I'm happier. And when you're happier at work, things go better for you. So there's all these different parts of your life. So that's my personal life. Then I'm trying to balance my career. I have so many things I'm doing. I'm trying to do this podcast every week, which is, by the way, doing a podcast is a ton of work. I feel like it's another whole business. I have, the podcast, thinking of things to talk about. Which guests am I going to film? They're like, okay, we're out of episode. You need to film. And I'm like, oh gosh, but it's when I force an episode, I'm not as creative, but then I'm also in work mode. And when you're in work mode, you're not in your creative side of your brain. And I'm literally trying to grow this new platform. I have all these things I need to do for this platform, and the pressure that they're like, okay, you need to sign. I have that. I have my company and the metrics I'm supposed to hit for my year, and the employees and certain people I'm hiring that aren't working out. I have to fire people. I have to hire people. I have to look for that. I have to scale new departments. I have so many things. And then it's okay, now I have an annual event. I'm throwing a 2,000 person event. I have so many things I need to do just for the event. People spend their whole years throwing an event, and I have to do this every year. It's so much work. I'm not even an events person. I'm freaking throwing an event. So anyways, I have so much going on. And I literally cried this morning. I cried in my car. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I told my sister, I'm like, I can't think of one episode. She's like, well, you have an episode. You're almost out of episodes. I'm like, I'm crying. I am burnt out. And when I literally was can't think of anything, but that is when you have to go back into receiver mode. It's a perfect example. There is nothing else you could do. Haven't you done enough? And you have to just get back to the place of okay, you did it, and give yourself a little credit. You did it. Now let's get some of your rewards. It's time to receive. Is that okay for you? Do you believe that you are worthy of receiving? And that's the even deeper level of it. Do you believe you are worthy of receiving? A lot of people don't believe that. They don't think they're good enough for that. They don't believe they deserve that. They believe that they need to pour their cup into everyone else's cups and they're not worthy of receiving. That's the deeper level. And so how can you get yourself to a place where you realize that you are worthy of receiving? That the love and the effort you're putting into this thing, you are good enough. You are deserving enough. You don't put your energy just into anything without receiving what you deserve. You are special. Your energy, your purpose, it matters. And when you can get to that place and remind yourself of that, like I had to give myself a little pep talk the other day. I was like, Tara, give yourself a break. Like, I try to be relatable and connect with as many people as I can and never make anyone feel like I'm like above them. I try to be as relatable as possible. But when you put yourself down and you try to make everyone comfortable, you're also not giving yourself enough credit. And like, how do you guys do that in your life? Is there certain people and situations where you're just trying to blend in and make everyone comfortable? But what is that really doing? To just be liked? No. Or just to make everyone else feel good? No. Like sometimes you got to take credit for the shit that you deserve. You need to be confident with accepting that level from the universe and from others. You deserve it. And the only reason why things aren't happening is when you don't feel like you truly deserve it. And so when you get back to the space of I am a magnet for everything good. Can I imagine wealth? Like the other day I went to an event and I know the owner of this event and I helped bring a lot of influencers out for it. And it was a very hundreds of millions of dollars, this event that it cost this friend of mine to throw, mentor more so. And I looked at him and I'm just like, $1 million to him is absolutely nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And to me, I'm like, $1 million. But to him, it's like, oh, that costs $1 million. Just put it there and do that. And I mean, just the stage was probably like $15 million. And that was one of the stages. And I'm like, okay, he just put he's the sole owner of this event, He's a really wealthy man, obviously. And it's just not a big deal to him at that level like it is to me. And, and then I was like, okay, this is what it cost for me to be hired. And it was didn't even blink an eye. And I'm like, damn, should have charged more. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, it's like when I got to that place, I'm like, oh, that's a reminder. I'm putting too much value on certain things. But do I believe I'm worthy of receiving that? And it's like, we always have this. I mean, if I went back in time and looked at me, my younger self, or even just 8 years ago, I would look at myself now and be like, damn, she's got it together. Damn, she's so lucky. She has that nice car and she has that thing. She has her own company. Wow, she's so lucky. I would really be impressed by me. But then when you get to here, you're like, oh, there's so many people that have more than me. And I just constantly have to expand the fact that I am deserving of it. And that is the way of life. You're never going to have to stop expanding your cup and what you're deserving of receiving. And so you can look back in your life and remember the old you that's going to look at you and be so proud of you, to be your reminder that you are growing, you are expanding. And in these moments where you're burnt out, stressed, lost, remember, are you not trusting yourself to know where you're taking you? Or are you not trusting the universe? Because it's always one or the other. I love you guys so much. There's my rant for today. As you know, I come back every single Tuesday. It means so much to me. I can't explain enough when you guys comment on the videos, when you share this with someone that needs it. If this resonated with you and you share this video, I adore you. I love you. You are the reason I'm here today. You help me so much every time you share this content, and you're helping somebody else too. And that's the giving to the universe, and that love that you're giving to me is only going to come back to you, and I appreciate it so much. Please subscribe, and I will see you next Tuesday. You can find me on all social media platforms, Tara Electra, and the podcast $1 Billion Baby. I'll see you next week.